Most of adolescents always meet with their first love, and they think it will last forever. And they also don't expect that everything will be changed. There is something unforgettable about first love. It doesn't matter how many years pass. It doesn't matter how many people come and go. Their first love leaves a mark on their heart that time can never completely erase. This is my story. My name is Nick. It was 16 years old when I first saw her. It was the first day of my high school. The classmate was noisy, with students introducing themselves each others. They were laughing and finding seats. I was standing by the window and trying to calm my nervous heart. Then the classroom doors opened. A girl walked in wearing the school uniform, carrying a stack of books close to her chest. She wasn't the loudest student. She wasn't surrounded by friends. She simply smiled politely and took the empty seat behind me. "Hi," she said softly. "My name is Emma." I smiled back. "I'm Nick." At that moment, I had no idea that simple greeting would become the beginning of the most unforgettable chapter of my life. During the first few weeks, we rarely spoke to each other. We only exchanged notes during class or helped each other with homework. But from day to day, we became friends. We studied together in the libraries after school. We shared lunch under the large oak tree near the football field. Whenever I didn't bring my lunch, she quietly divided her in half without saying a word. Whenever she struggled with mathematics, I stayed after school to help her understand. Either of us realized then love was quietly growing between us. Emma wasn't like anyone else. She loved reading books instead of scrolling through her phone. She always stopped to feed stray cats her way home. She remembered everyone's birthday. She sang the school janitors every morning. She believed kindness cost nothing but meant everything. Being around her made me want to become a better person. One rainy afternoon, the school announced that all outdoors activity has been canceled. Most students complained. Emma smiled. "Let's enjoy the rain." Before I could ask what she meant, she ran into the playground. She stretched out her arm and laughed as the rain soaked her uniform. I couldn't help laughing too. Soon we were running through the puddles like little children. When the rain finally stopped, we were completely drenched. "The best day ever," she whispered. I nodded. It truly was. Months passed. Our friendship became stronger. People at school started teasing us. "Are you two dating?" We always laughed and denied it. But every time someone asked, our faces turned red. Deep inside, we both knew the answers. Either of us was brave enough to say it. The annual school festival arrived. Students decorated classrooms, performed music, and sold homemade food. That evening, fireworks lit up the sky. Emma and I escaped the noisy crowd and walked to the rooftop where we could watch the fireworks in peace. The colorful lights reflected in her eyes. She looked at me and smiled. "I've always wanted to tell you something." My heart raced. "So have I." For a moment neither of us spoke. Then, almost at the same time, we said, "I like you." We laughed. Neither of us expected to confess at the exact same moment. That night, beneath a sky filled with fireworks, we became each other's first love. The month that followed was the happiest of my life. We didn't expensive that. Sometimes we simply walk home together. Sometimes we study in the libraries. Sometimes we sat beneath our favorite oak tree and talked about our dream. Emma wanted to be a doctor. She dreamed of helping children who couldn't afford medical care. I wanted to become an architect and design homes where family could feel safe and happy. We promised each other something. No matter what happened, we'll support each other's dream. At 16, forever seemed too easy to promise. Our final year of the high school arrived much faster than we expected. University entrance exams were approaching. Everyone became busy. Teachers constantly reminded us that our future depended on our results. Emma and I spent countless evenings studying together. Whenever one of us became discouraged, the others offered encouragement. We weren't just in love, we were teammates. One afternoon, everything changed. Emma didn't come to school. Either didn't see the next day, or the day after that. I called her, no answer. I sent message, nothing. A week later, she finally replied, "Can we meet after school?" Her message felt strangely cold. We met beneath the oak tree where we had shared too many memories. She looked different. Her eyes were red from crying. "My father lost his job," she said quietly. "My family is moving to another country next week." The word hit me like a storm. "What?" "I don't have a choice." Either of us spoke. The wind gently shook the leaves above us. "I don't want to leave, I know. I don't want to lose you." I took her hand. "You won't. We'll make this work." She smiled sadly. "I hope so." For the first few months after she moved away, we talked every single day. Video calls became part of our routine. We celebrate birthdays through the computer screen. We watch the same movie while texting each other. Whenever we miss one another, we counted down the day until we could meet again. Distance was difficult, but love seemed strong. At least that's what we believe. As university began, life became busier. Assignments replaced long conversations. Exams replaced late-night video calls. Our messages became shorter. Our calls became less frequent. It wasn't because we stopped loving each other. Life was simply moving us in different directions. One evening, Emma called me. I've been thinking. I already knew what she was going to say. I think weren't holding on because weren't afraid to let go. I closed my eyes. Tears filled them before she even finished speaking. I've always loved you, she whispers. I've always loved you too, but maybe our journeys together end here. We cried together for a long time. Then we said goodbyes, not with anger, not with blame, but with gratitude. Years passed. I became an architect. Emma achieved her dream of becoming a pediatric doctor. She never completely lost touch. Every few years, we exchange messages on birthday or holiday. Our conversations were short but warm. Neither of us forgot. We simply accepted that life had taken us down different paths. 10 years after graduation, our high school organized a reunion I almost didn't attend, but something inside me told me I should. As I walked through the familiar gate, memory came rushing back. The classroom, the libraries, the football field, and finally the old oak tree. Someone was already standing beneath it. It was Emma. She turned around and smiled. The same smile that has captured my heart all those years ago. We spent hours talking. We laughed about old classmates. We remember our teachers. We talked about the rainy afternoon, the fireworks, and the dream we once shared. Before leaving, Emma looked at me and asked, "Do you ever regret us?" I smiled. "Never." "You?" She shook her head. Our story didn't last forever, but it gave me some of the happiest memories of my life. I nodded. "So did mine." We hugged one last time, not as two teenagers, desperately holding on to forever.